Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome.
How's it going?
All right, how are you doing, sir? We are live on a special afternoon edition of Bourbon and Boarding. And Brahma, you are still in Las Vegas.
Still in Las Vegas for a couple more days, which means it's 1 o'clock here in Vegas,
Nice.
which means I'm in Vegas. I'm still allowed to have bourbon.
Yeah, I'm having tea with in my big black cock, which I'm holding.
Yeah, this is the bottle, the 1.75 that we got for everybody Wednesday. Well, me and a few close buddies who knew where I was hiding it during everything.
Okay.
So we've almost knocked it out. I'll probably finish it before we head out before I head out on Monday, but I may finish it during tonight's game.
You'll finish it to celebrate, I'm sure, because I'm sorry to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm not happy about my team's prospects.
Well, if nothing comes together here in Vegas in the next few hours, I may be firing up a live stream for that game. We'll see, because I don't know who's still left here in Vegas, but I'm going to be watching the game either way. So if nobody decides to go to a bar, I might as well fire up a live stream and do a watch along. So we'll see. We won't have our regular show, but I might do a live stream for that.
Well, I may join in the intervals because, as I was saying, watch-alongs are hard for me for the games because my wife likes to watch them and she doesn't want me talking over here while the game is on over there. So it's.
You could just whisper everything into the mic.
Well, I can't whisper because I'm usually going, "What the fuck are you doing? That was so." Like, what the fuck are you doing? So I'm usually screaming and shouting and jumping up and down, but now I'm kind of chill now because I've given away all hope. I've abandoned all hope.
You feel nothing about Dallas at this point.
So in that way, if anything happens, it'll be like the miracle of miracles, but I won't get too over excited about it. It doesn't look good. Obviously, we're still without Miro Robertson's now injured.
And that we're still trash. A whole round of injury for Robertson. Yes. I mean, they're trying to play it off, but it sounds like
I think he's out week to week.
I don't think he's coming back.
Well, he's only got 4 games, so I don't think he's going to make those.
And real quick, just so chat knows, like the camera is way over there. That's the only way I can set it up in here, and it's on a freaking laptop, so I can see chat, but it's going to be hard to read. So
you sound good. That's the main thing.
Well, good, but if I'm not responding to you in chat, it's because I can't see that far.
So anyway, so just to explain what we're going to do on this special show, special edition, and hopefully a few people have joined us in the chats. Hopefully there'll be a few more. Where we have, as we did last year, the Bourbon and Boarding NHL playoff bracket. Obviously, lots of leagues in there with the NHL. We created our own for Bourbon and Boarding. There are a lot of individual entries, and so thank you to everybody who signed up. Some people have made their picks already. Others might be waiting to get that advantage by seeing today's games. That's cheating. We're going to discount anybody that does that from winning.
They don't lock until Tuesday.
Tuesday, which is
we thought they would lock early, but I mean, you could be halfway through round 1 on Tuesday.
I know. So anyone that waits will get a distinct advantage, but we will know who they are, and they will be suitably insulted.
Minus 50 points.
Minus 50 points. So we've got the commissioner minus 50 points trick. Yeah. So thank you to everyone who signed up, though, and who's put your brackets in. Don't leave it. Get them in there because we want them all to be compared from the beginning. And today we're going to pick the chat bracket. So what we're going to do is go through each matchup. We will post a poll in the chat to say who's going to win this team or that team. Move on to the next bracket. And at the end of each West and East set, then it prompts you to put in the number of games for the choices you made. So then we'll do the number. So there will be polls for each one. It'll just take me a few seconds to put them up there. I'll also write them down because I need to point out that because of the volume, the NHL's website is a bit janky today. Like, for instance, you can get in to create your brackets, but you can't see the league itself that you're in. And I've tried multiples, and it just comes a white page. So I think they're kind of locking that side out.
Yeah, I mean, if I remember correctly from last year, you can't look at anybody else's bracket within your league because then you know what they've
Yeah.
picked. It kind of keeps it hidden until
So they've kept that hidden. Yeah.
it goes locked, because that way nobody can just copy and say,
Sure.
okay, I'm going to make one switch here just to try to do counter brackets. So
Yeah.
that kind of makes sense.
So that could be why they've done it. But anyway, you can't. So if anyone's trying to get in to create a bracket, though, within our league and they're struggling a little bit, just keep trying, because it might just be a volume thing too. But yeah, that makes sense about locking out each league at the moment. But however, I am in there in the Bourbon and Boarding bracket league, and this is me signed in as the chat.
The chat.
This is the chat. So this is the one that you guys will be collectively contributing to. Thank you to everyone for turning up. We got a few people in the chat already. I'll just call you guys out. We got Crimlon. We got Courtney. We have Mike DiCarlo. We have Haldier 6480. We have Davina, and you're just another red shirt. So
the red shirt.
And if anybody, obviously the current poll, I've got ahead of it by putting the first one up, which is Jets versus the Blues. So you can vote Jets to win or Blues to win. As I say, we'll pick the numbers once we've run through each side of the bracket. It gives you the chance to pick the number. So that's why we won't.
You want to share out the stream real quick on Twitter? That would be appreciated. Just so, since we're not at our normal time, just so everybody knows to get in here if they're wanting to participate.
Yeah, so get that shared out as much as possible. And it's still not too late to set up an individual bracket. Just message either by Twitter DM or email Brahma or myself. I even had somebody this morning come to me. So to get the password to set your own individual bracket up. So we will be just getting on with that in a second.
Great day for hey, boys?
Did you get her done?
Just kidding, we don't give a fuck.
So I've got all the videos in this profile, which is good. Right, so let's get started. West, actually, before we get started, I want to say commiserations to Calgary, who missed out on a wildcard slot despite having 96 points, more than at least two teams in the East. And
I mean, they had 3 games in hand and were only 2 points behind. All they had to do was win 2 games out of 3, and they were in. So
you had one job.
Yeah, if you can't do it at this point, win 2 out of 3, then you're probably screwed anyway.
So let's.
I was thinking about it yesterday. So it takes 16 wins to win the Stanley Cup, right? How long did it take San Jose to get 13 wins, let alone 16 wins this season? Wasn't it like a month and a half?
It was about 25.
They got
games
their first
40 games. Yeah.
Yeah, they probably went half of a season without getting to the 16 win mark.
Yeah.
So
I'm hopeful for the future for the Sharks, though, because they've got quite a good young core now. So we'll see.
Yeah, they've got a chance at that lottery pick this year. So
yeah, I think that's why the Stars tanked the end of the season, losing the last 7 games in spectacular fashion. Some kind of desperate grab to get the 29th pick instead of the 30th pick.
Sure.
If we hadn't given away all our first picks already, of course. So, first up, the Jets and the Blues. It's a pity Keely Chow isn't in the chat, I don't think, because it's the wrong time in Hong Kong, because we know who Keely would be going for in this. The season analysis. Yeah. So the Jets, on every stat, have got the advantage, but they have the disadvantage of never making it out the first round for God knows how long. So that's the equation on this one.
Well, we saw a matchup between these goalies earlier this year in a big time game, and it was the Blues that came out on top in that one, because Bennington versus Hellebuck in the Four Nations, Bennington took it, and now they'll be playing. One's playing for a Canadian team that's an American, and the other one a Canadian playing for But I think this is one of the hardest picks, because the Blues have been so hot going into the end of the season, and Winnipeg's been great all year, but Hellebuck has had issues in the playoffs.
That's the only thing gives me pause, because Otherwise, I'd say the Jets would still have the edge, but
The Jets had some key injuries right there down the stretch, though, too. So
yeah. So we have 9 votes on this one. It's in the chat right now, the poll. First up, the Jets versus the Blues. Currently, Jets to win 44%, Blues to win 56%. We're going to call for final votes. See if we can get to 10 votes in that one. 10 would be a nice number for each one. Unless it goes 50-50, in which case we're screwed.
how many people are in the chat, including me, so that we know how many votes there can possibly be?
Okay, well, it does say there's 10 watching now. In the chat, actively chatting, we have Courtney, Davina, Holden 68040, Mike DiCarlo, Crimlawn, that's 5. We have Redshirt is 6. DJ
Dadman.
Play Nice 7. Dadman 8.
And then I'm in there, and you're probably in there.
9.
So.
I'm in there,
And
but
me and you are not going to be participating in the chat.
I can't vote. It doesn't let you vote on your own poll anyway. So
right. So me and you aren't participating. So 8 to 9 votes is probably the max until some more people get in.
I guess 9 would be okay, because if it's 10, it could be 50-50. We don't want that. So
we want as many votes as we can get, but if there's not 10 people in here, then we're not going to get that 10 votes.
We're an odd number. Yeah, but anyway, keep sharing. We have 12 watching now. Let's give it a few more seconds, but I while we're doing that, giving it a few more seconds for a few more votes, you can see the rest of the brackets will be polling on. We've got the Stars against the Avs. We have Vegas Golden Knights against the Minnesota Wild. We have the Los Angeles Kings against the Oilers on the west side. On the east side, the Battle of Ontario, the Toronto Maple Leafs against the Ottawa Senators. Tampa Bay Lightning, Battle of Florida, Tampa Bay Lightning, Florida Panthers, current holders, of course. The Washington Capitals against the just made it in Montreal Canadiens. And then we have the Carolina Hurricanes against the New Jersey Devils. I don't think a Fun with Collecting has joined. We have 11 votes now on this matchup. I think we'll probably call it.
Probably wise, because
we've
got a lot of matchups to get through.
So we're going to end that poll. And we've ended that poll on the Jets to win, just to win, 54% to Blues 45. So we are picking the Jets for the chat. We'll do, as I say, we'll do the number of games later. So now I will set up another poll for this matchup, which doesn't mention the disastrous last 2 months for the Stars. Let's start a new poll. So, Stars or Avs?
Key thing to remember here, the Stars have a number of injured key players. The Avs are going to have their full team for the first time this season, including likely Gabriel Landeskog, the captain, very well maybe returning tonight. He was skating in the morning skate as if he was going to play. So they may not be waiting until game 3 to pull the trigger on him, which ultimately to me says they think Landeskog's good enough to contribute right off the bat, and there's no reason to waste a player that is able to contribute by just waiting for an emotional moment to have him come out in game 3. Which is sad, because I'll be at game 3, so I was hoping that was the actual return. But if he helps win game 1 or 2, then that's
well for sure. Doesn't hurt. If he's capable of doing it, he should do it. And I just hope he doesn't get injured again. It's interesting that the 2 top point scorers are both Colorado Avalanche players. Rantanen and McKinnon. If you count McCarr, that's all 3 top scoring points. And our top scorer, Jason Robertson, is out. I don't think we're going to see him. If by some miracle we even made it through to the second round, I don't think we'd even see him then. Miro is skating. No matches played, no match fitness, nothing to indicate he can play.
If you went by top scorers, I think Rantanen even is fourth amongst the people that would be playing because I'm pretty sure Nate has caught Rantanen. I'm pretty sure that Cale Makar is above Rantanen, then of course Nathan McKinnon. So, but you guys have played as a depth team for a while, not as a superstar team. So
if we turn up and put some effort in, which has been sadly lacking for the last 6 weeks, and actually look like they want to win a game, they might sneak a game. But our defense is still poor, terrible on the right-hand side. Strategy of clearing up the boards all the time is just getting killed by every other team who knows we're going to do it. So we're hemmed in our own zone a lot. So defensively poor. Ottinger is shaky, to say the least. Oh, by the way, it looks like Georgiev isn't returning for whoever.
San Jose, they said they're moving on.
Yeah, so
San Jose, the worst team in the league, or close to it, said, Georgiev, this isn't working out. It's not us, it's you.
Yeah, that's right. It's not us, it's you. So we've only got 4 votes. Come on, chat. Get in there. Get voting. Stars, Avs. Who do you want to represent the entirety of the Bourbon and Boarding chat? We got to get up to at least 11 votes. We had 11 for the last one, so...
Blackwood's had a little bit of trouble down the stretch too, but I don't know how much of that was who was playing in front of him, like AHL players, as we rested people. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Avs go 1A, 1B with Blackwood and Wedgwood through the playoffs, because Wedgwood's been hot.
And he's got playoff experience, Wedgwood. Yeah.
And Blackwood has come down a little bit. He's still obviously who they've named number 1 because that's who they gave the contract extension to. But I think you could see a 1A, 1B situation there where they go with the hot hand. I think they will start Blackwood because he is the starter. But they could easily, if it goes ugly, switch to Wedgwood and feel comfortable, I think.
It sounds reasonable to me. Wedgwood does have some good playoff experience as well and performed pretty well in the playoffs. So, UK Gamer has dropped by to say hello. Hail to you too. We have 6 votes. Come on, guys, get voting. I know there's more of you in the chat. Stars or Avs? It seems like an obvious one, but who knows what people may think. They may look at the overall standings and points and go, "Oh, look, that team's above that team." Doesn't mean anything.
It looked pretty obvious last year when we matched up after we destroyed Winnipeg too. So we'll see.
So come on, guys, get voting. Can't leave it at 50%.
This is still aggravating that these two teams have to meet up in the first round, because this is not a matchup that should occur in the first round.
We're getting the same matchups again and again in the first round. I think the Kings and the Oilers met last year, didn't they, in the first round?
The Oilers have done it for 4 straight seasons.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're sitting on a 50-50 right now with 6 votes.
Dr. Jones just came in. Make a vote, Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones, check out the poll. We're voting on who's going to advance in each game. We had 11 in the first poll. Who hasn't voted? Come on, guys. It's your bracket. Don't make me play more video clips. Like, if you don't vote,
voted.
Yeah, good man. This is what's going to happen if you don't vote.
You're about to be killed by a Zamboni.
Also, we'll have to put a timer on it because
we will. You're short.
20 minutes in for 2 picks. So
all right. So we're gonna call it. We've got less votes than the last one, but we're gonna call it one last chance. We have 9. I'm now ending that poll. So the result will pop up in the chat. Stars. This is unbelievable to me. And as I say that as a Stars fan who deeply wishes they would do something, the Stars have been picked 66% to 33%. There's a lot of hopium out there.
Yeah, you can't make chat be smart.
It's a lot of hopium. I guess it's the reverse psychology thing. That's what it is. People
Fine.
think
That just says that my bracket is going to destroy the chat bracket.
wait till you see my bracket. I've not got as much confidence as the chat. Right, moving on. Next game. Knights against the Wild. Vegas Gold Knights against the Wild. Let's get this poll up. Oops. As the stripper said to
This
the
one, I just don't see the Wild doing anything, honestly. I think this is the one that could be a sweep or maybe 5. I don't see the Wild taking on the Knights and doing anything. The Knights have been exactly who they have been since their inception, and the Wild have lost so many, big players, especially their lead scorer Kaprizov, and they're kind of a neutered team going into this to me. Not to sway the chat, but that's we'll give our takes a little bit, but I mean that's kind of what I see.
Yeah, I don't see the Wild winning this, despite having a couple of reasonable scorers. The Knights are pretty solid. They're not as spectacular as in the past, but they're still doing the business and taking care of business. So I think they're too strong.
Now, the question mark is Mark Stone hasn't played a full season in a long time, so how
Well,
tired is he going to be going into the playoffs?
What's new about that?
Right. Usually he's rested going into the game 1 of the playoffs because he's just had his spleen removed or something and,
That's
come
right.
back in 5 weeks.
Yeah, he's had severe radiation damage from a nuclear explosion, but he only needs 6 weeks off.
Yeah. No, this one, if I were to call anything a likely sweep, I think this is the series that I would feel most comfortable with in the first round.
Yeah. Yeah, all the stats are in favor of Vegas. I think they're looking pretty solid. Maybe not spectacular, not unbeatable, but solid, especially against the Wild, who have kind of stumbled in. They were up and down quite a bit. So
I mean, they got in, but I mean, it was a long road to get in.
yeah. So the poll is up. We have 8 votes on it so far. Golden Knights against the Wild. Anybody else that hasn't voted, please vote in that. Let's get an extra vote or 2.
At least that 9th vote in.
Yeah, he'll Tim. And have I said yet today that I hate Mark Stone? If I haven't, sorry world, I hate Mark Stone.
We're kind of used to that from you.
Yeah, especially after he deliberately injured, allegedly, in Minecraft, Miro Haskinen.
Mm-hmm.
So, right, we have still only got 8 votes. There's got to be a 9th person out there of the 14 people watching. And lots of people in the chat, and we're very grateful to see you all here. It's not our normal time for the show, but thank you for being here. So give us one more vote, somebody. Tim is here. Have you voted, Tim? Oh, you voted for the stars to mess with Brahma. I don't think it messed with Brahma. I think it messed with the chat picks. Give us a 9th vote. So we tie. We have a 50-50 tie on that one. I thought the Knights would be kind of walk this poll, but come on, somebody. Don't make us make a tiebreaker. One more vote so we can move on. Nope, we're not getting it. There's got to be a 9th
All right.
person. So what do we do if we don't have a definitive poll?
Depends on if it's a tie.
So
Is
we've
it
got
a
a
tie?
tie. It's a tie right now. Well, Courtney's saying, do I need to log in on another account? It might help. I should do that too. Wait a minute. Can I vote from here? No, I can't vote.
Well,
I can't
I made it obvious that my vote would have gone. Vote would have gone for the Golden Knights.
All right, we have 9
but-
votes. We will end the poll. Poll is ended, and because we have to have a tiebreaker, so and it's the Golden Knights will advance. So Vegas, we have picked. Let me just write that down.
All right.
VGK. Okay, now a very, 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 very interesting one. Kings Oilers. Let me get the poll for that
Set
set
up
up.
the poll and I'll talk. So this is the 5th year running for this. For 4 straight years, Edmonton has won. And then Edmonton has gone rather deep, including to the finals last year. But every year the Kings give you a reason to believe that they might be able to take Edmonton in round 1. They're not the stronger team. They don't have much going for them over Edmonton. And with that said, I'll definitely be taking the Kings in this one.
Okay, the poll is now in the chat. So let's see if we can get at least 9 votes on that as well as the others. I don't know. I looked at this really hard because I think it's one of the toughest ones to pick. I actually am going to go for the Kings personally.
Yeah, I think it's the Kings' year to do it.
Albeit in maybe 7.
Sure, it'll be a rough series, but I think this is the year that Edmonton has run out of steam against the Kings.
I think so. I think the Kings might just sneak this one, and it wouldn't be a total surprise. They've played some pretty good hockey, and as we know, the Oilers are a bit of a 2-horse team at times. Shut those 2 horses down. Their goaltending and defense isn't stellar. Kings are pretty good with penetrating that kind of defense. So,
yeah, and there's been some injuries to Edmonton. Is Skinner back yet?
Is Skinner back? You know what? I don't know. I didn't check.
He is, but I don't know. McDavid just came back. I think Skinner may have come back, but I mean, you're dealing with guys who are just trying to get tune-up games in before the end of the season. So I don't know what kind of shape they're actually in.
So April 18th injury status for, well, Ekholm is still out and it will continue to be out. There's a lot of day-to-days, but I think that's just smoke and mirrors. Skinner is back, so what do we got? We have 10 votes. Thank you, everybody. So we'll close that one pretty swiftly because we want to keep moving on. So any last call for any further votes? Kings, Oilers. Who's going to move out from the first round? Going, and gone. We have closed that poll. We have the Kings at 60%. Oilers at 40%. So we're moving on with the Kings. Now we get to do the number of games for each of the picks that were made. So let me just get that first poll going. Start a poll. Jets in question mark. And then there'll obviously be 4 options.
This is going to turn into a mess.
It will, but this is the only way we can really do it. So starting the poll. So assuming even if you voted not for the Jets, it's the Jets as the chat pick. If it's to be the Jets in how many games? 4, 5, 6, or 7. Poll is up. It may turn out we'll need a tiebreaker too. Or it may be obvious. And we're going to go with the one that gets the most. That's it, really. So get your votes in for Jets in how many. Then we'll do the same for the others. And then we'll move over to the East.
Keep in mind, the Jets have already been picked. So this is just how many games it's going to be in.
If it's to be the Jets.
An option for St. Louis.
Yeah, even if you wanted the Blues, let's assume it's going to be the Jets. That's the chat pick. If it was to be the Jets, how many would they do? And clearly, if you thought the Blues were going to win, it's going to be 7.
That would be the most seemingly obvious pick. Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah. So we got 6 votes. Anyone else? I think my feeling is this one will go quite deep. That's just my feeling.
This part of it isn't as important, so we're going to kind of fly through these, not keep it open too long.
We'll get up to 10 votes if we can for each option. Just pick a number. Don't make me do it for you.
Personally, I think this is a 7.
We got 9 votes so far. We have numbers. So we're all right, Canadian Spider-Man's here. Get your numbers in, mate, and stick around for the we're going to go move over to the East and do their first round bracket. Calling. Last call for votes on the
First
number.
round, the only one that we do number of games? Or does it do it in the second round?
No, I
too?
think it does it in the second round too. So,
Okay. And then it's total goals in the finals.
any more votes, or we'll just end it now? Call going, gone. We have ended that poll, and the number was with 55% Jetson 5. All right. Hang on, I'm just going to make a note of this just in case this doesn't work. Okay, Jetson 5. All right, moving on. Next one up is Stars Avs. The chat said the Stars. So let's think of your number. Stars v Avs in 4, 5. I said Stars in 8. 6.
Might take Stars in 10.
Stars in 2 seasons. All right, Stars v Avs poll is going into the chat now. Get your votes in. See if we can get 9 or 10 in that. Thank you, everybody, for being here and voting.
I do like that there was at least one honest person in FKHC who said, I only picked the Stars to piss off Brahma.
That's right. And all he's going to do is piss off his fellow chatters. He's got his own bracket, of course. Some people
well, there were a few that went with him, so.
All right, we have 7 votes already in this one. So, and it's looking like, we got 8. See if we make it to 10 or 11. There are 14 people watching now. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Appreciate this very much. We should have a lot of fun with this. We will be, obviously, we're not doing a show tonight. There will be a show next Saturday, as well as talking about the playoff action and looking at this bracket. We will also sum up the season fantasy Bourbon and Boarding League at that point. Say no more right now.
We are not officially doing a show tonight, but if I don't get any plans here in Vegas, then I may fire it up and watch it on the TV and do a watch along with people on my channel.
So keep an eye open for that.
Not an official Bourbon and Boarding thing, just something for me to do while I'm sitting in my room by myself watching the Avs.
Just before I end that poll, Tim says Stars in 69. I say Stars on 45, and that's a musical reference. Only a Brit might get it, I think. Stars on 45. It's one of these 80s. They used to have this. Remember the trend where people would have mixed together a bunch of songs and release it as a single? So it'd be all these Beatles songs or Stone songs or whatever. Stars on 45 was the name of the band doing that stuff. Right, okay. We're going to end that poll now. We have 10 votes. We have a number, and that number is 7, which makes sense. I don't think the Stars, if they're going to do it, would ever do it unless if they are going to do it. So we pick 7. Right, next one, Vegas Wild. Vegas in the Wild. Let's get that poll up. Start a poll. VGK. I hate that. Vegas v Wild. Vegas v Wild. So it's Vegas in.
Or as your tweet earlier said, Brahmabull is still in Vigs.
Vigs. I know it. 6 and add option 7. Right, that poll is now up. So how many games are Vegas going to take to dispatch the Wild? This might be one of the ones that calls for a smaller number of games. Dr. Jones says 5. Well, make sure you vote, Dr. Jones.
Oh, he's just trying to sway the chat.
He's trying to sway the chat. I think there's some chat trolls trying to throw off the whole chat in favor of their own personal brackets. This is what's going on. Strategic manipulation of the chat bracket. The chat bracket did quite well last year, if I recall. It was okay. Better than some personal ones. We got 6 votes.
Ones, yeah.
Who won last year? I can't even remember now. Was it Mike? I can't remember. Who won their playoff bracket?
I don't know.
I can't remember. If you're in the chat and you won, it might have been Mike. I can't remember. Right. 8 votes. We're getting there. It's pretty tied, though. We're going to need some tie breaking on this. And Dr. Jones hates the Knights, and I don't blame you. He lives in Vegas. There you go. The city of sin.
I'm pretty sure I met him just
I'm
a
pretty
night
sure
or
you
two
did.
ago.
You must have. Okay, we're sitting on 8 votes, so we need 1 or 2 more to break the tie. I bet there's some people regretting their vote now and wish they could change it. Come on, give us 1 more vote. Somebody, pick a number. The others were a bit more clear cut. This one's looking pretty even. All right, we got another vote. We got 9 votes. So we're going to call that one. No, we got 10. Oh, that's just made it a tie again. Come on, one of you pundits out there. Give us your...
Well, if it's a tie, is there what are the 2 numbers? Just split the difference.
5
if
and
there's a tie.
6 are the numbers. So it's going to have to be a 5 or a 6 at the moment.
Of course.
We need 1 more vote. Come on, one of you lovely chatters. Somebody who hasn't voted, stick your number in there. If not, we'll have to make a final decision. I think we'd probably err on the side of caution and go for 6.
Well, did anybody put 4?
Who put 4? If anybody put 4...
Did anybody put 4, and did anybody put 7?
E. Clay voted only once because he's not a Democrat. All right, we have another vote. We have 11 votes, so I think we're going to call it. Thank you, everybody. End that poll, just in case. Screw democracy. We're ending that poll now. We like the result. We like the result. We're stopping with it. And the result is in 6. Vegas in 6 is the biggest number chosen. All right, that leaves the last one in the West. Kings Oilers. So start a poll. And we said the Kings. So Kings in. Thank you, everybody, for voting. We're getting at least 10 in each one, which is pretty good. If we'd been able to do an evening show and the timing had been right, we probably would have got more polls. But all right. I started the poll for the Kings, Oilers. Kings in how many? I think this one might go the 7, just in my opinion.
I'm hoping it only goes 4 and it's the Kings.
Yeah.
I would love to see that happen to Edmonton.
Wouldn't we all?
Quite frankly, I mean, as many Canadian teams that got in, it'll be funny if 80% of them were wiped out in the first round.
Yeah, well, there's quite a bit of hype building up already up here around the Leafs and the Jets.
I think they got a chance this year.
Seeing headlines, the Leafs are going to do it this year. This is the year.
Get out of the first round, because I think that's what they're going to do.
Didn't they get out of the first round last year, Mike?
No, that was 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago.
They went back out in the first round, I think, last year.
But the hype is strong. But it's confusing the Canadian media because they're playing the Sens in the first round. So, the party of Canadian government city. So, obviously, they're beloved of the glitterati and the establishment. Carney picks.
We got a Canada on Canada team thing going in that first round.
Some Canada on Canada violence. Just like that golf match I saw the clip of on Twitter the other day. Canadians fighting on the golf course. That was funny. Right, Snow. It's we're early today, Snow Dub, because we're doing chat picks for the Bourbon and Boarding playoff bracket challenge. We're just now ending up before the games start. We won't be on tonight for various reasons, but we're doing this so we can have a chat bracket. Obviously, lots of individuals are having a bracket. So get your votes in, Snowdub. We're currently voting on, we said the Kings would beat the Oilers. We're just saying by how many games. Another vote would be nice because we're at a tie.
It's going to be like, I don't give a crap about hockey.
Doesn't matter if you give a crap, Snow. Pick a number between 4 and 7 and stick with it. 1 more vote. Come on, guys. Give us a vote. We got 9 votes, so that's enough to end the poll, I believe. So we're ending that one. Otherwise, we need, for time purposes, to keep moving. 6 games is the highest polling number. So we now have our numbers. We can move on.
And we've only taken 4 minutes to do one round of one side of the bracket.
But we did spend 10 minutes just chatting at the beginning. So, all right. So let's move over to the East. Leafs against Sens. So, Toronto v Ottawa. Leafs. Okay, poll is started.
I believe the Leafs are actually going to get out of the first round again for the first time in another couple of years. But
well, it's an interesting one because the Senators have been sneaky good at times, and they weren't really prone to a lot of ups and downs in the season. They were pretty consistent. Yes, the stats favour the Leafs, but we know what they're like in the playoffs. So I think Ottawa may just have a chance here. Not a great chance, but
they may have a chance, but being sneaky good at times doesn't translate typically very good over a 7-game series. You got to stay sneaky good for a few games to do it.
Yeah. Dr. Jones says Carney picks the Quebec Nordiques, although he can't pronounce it.
And as he was making the pick, he was like, I would like to Quebec Nordiques.
Je suis français. Trust me, honest. So anyway, how many votes have we got so far? Come on. Leafs, Sens. It's looking like the Leafs. We've only got 7 votes, but that may be enough. Oh, we've got 8, and it's still favouring the Leafs. So any remaining voters, we will only be getting about 10 on each one, so I don't think it would make any difference. So there's
9.
We're gonna call it on 9. We are ending that poll.
Leafs.
So the Leafs will advance according to the chat. Next up, the Battle of Florida.
This one's interesting.
It is an interesting one. Given that the Lightning actually ended up with the better stats in the season, strangely enough. So let me get the poll set up. Start a poll.
So while you're doing that, so almost always I would say that Florida is going to take this based on the last couple of years. Tampa Bay has been great during the last 6 to 7 years. Florida should be the better team in this series. However, Matthew Tkachuk is still not on the ice from what I know. And without Tkachuk, I do not think Florida is going to have an easy time with Tampa Bay. I still think Florida should be the favorite out of the East, them or Carolina, but that's all highly contingent on Matthew Tkachuk being in the lineup.
Yeah, I did struggle with this one. I think the Panthers have the experience, more recent experience, and slightly stronger squad overall. They might edge it. I don't think it's going to be easy, but I think they'll probably pull it out in the end.
And the goalies are probably a wash. You may give a little bit of a nod to Bob, but there's not much difference between these goalies.
Tim is very much a Nostradamus. I think a team from Florida will win in the first round, and a team from Ontario.
Seems likely.
So what have we got in the poll? Well, we've got 8 votes so far, and it's tied at a 50-50. So we need that casting vote from somebody. Come on there. There's a few of you still kicking around the chat, still with us. Give us your final opinion so we can pick that one and move on. It is a tough one. I think this one's one of the closer ones. We're looking for vote number 9. Oh, can you still hear me okay? Because I've got weird messages coming up on my screen. Good. And we have a 9th vote. That might be enough to call it.
Yeah, that's probably it because we've only got 9 people in the
Yeah.
in the stream at the moment.
Well, that's good though. We have enough, as we have a plurality. I can't say that.
Majority.
Plurality. So the Panthers were the ones that were picked. But they were picked. So Florida it is. Next one up, Caps Habs. Check the analysis. Caps have got some guy called Ovechkin, but he doesn't care anymore. So, all right, start a poll. Caps.
This one's
Caps.
awkward.
The Habs. Habs had
The
some
Habs came on strong to get in, but the Caps have been strong all year, but also the chase is done. So were they a serious team? Was it just, I still think
passion.
outside of, say, Wilson, it's probably, Wilson is about the only thing that's going to be fighting on that team. And I don't know. You can't be a finesse team in the playoffs.
No, the Habs are a pretty enthusiastic bunch, and they do have this Demidov guy now, or whatever he is. So they're probably in a bit of a high, but the Caps have the more experienced playoff lineup. So
because they're all 30 plus.
Yeah. Courtney says, I can't believe who I just voted for. It's against everything I believe in. All right. Okay. So we have 8 votes. It's looking like the Caps are going to win. We'll just give you any remaining. We have 9. It's still Caps are still ahead. 9. Oh, it went up and down there. Somebody must have changed their vote. That's a bit weird. Someone's manipulating this. I don't know. Someone's manipulating this poll. YouTube is manipulating this poll.
But
so anyway, Caps Habs, we'll call that one on 9 votes because it's looking like pretty good for the Caps. Caps are 66%. So let us put them in.
We weren't going to get enough votes to overturn.
To swing it. No, we wouldn't get enough. So I just got to write these down so I don't mess with it. FLA, Caps, and the last one is Canes, Devils. Another
seemingly uneven matchup.
Yeah. So I'll just get that poll up. So Canes, the Devils. She's a little devil.
I'm not going to lie. This has the potential to be the most boring series to watch. Both of these teams are so defensive minded. All they want is to hold the puck and keep it away from the other team. They're never actually looking to score.
So it's the battle of slumber. The battle of think of a mattress manufacturer.
Yeah, the Denver Mattress Company.
So thank you, Nick the Greek, for $1.99 super chat. For Nick the Greek, I thought only sheep could manipulate your poll. I am the one that does the manipulating. They take whatever poll they get. So thank you, Nick, for that. Appreciate that very much. We'll just, while people are voting, let's give you just a little bit of a clip.
Okay, guys, show us what you got.
Alrighty, so yes, this could be the kind of nobody really cares series, perhaps, which actually I find quite interesting because I think the Canes are probably going to go quite far.
I think they can. I just think it's going to be a very boring series to watch.
Yeah. All right, we got 6 votes. Let's see if we can get up to our traditional 9 before we call this one. Obviously, only 6 people care. Even those people are like, we just got to get through this.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would consider...
Nobody likes the East.
Yeah, I don't think that's right. The East is boring. I don't think anyone would consider the Devils as a potential winner, that's for sure. We got 7 votes, although it's not going the way I expected it to.
Well, it's going Devils.
It's going the other way. If anybody wants to vote, a couple more votes, We have 8. It's still going the devil's way. We don't want to go the devil's way. 9 votes, and it's still in favor of the Devils. So I think we will call that one, given 9 seems to be the benchmark. So let's gone on that end poll. And the Devils, the chat have picked the Devils by quite a margin to move ahead. So the Devils it is. Right, we'll get to the numbers from the East. So let me get that first poll. So we said Toronto. So let's get the numbers up. Start
Battle of
poll.
Ontario.
The Battle of Ontario. Leafs in 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. Although Bettman may grant them extra games if they don't make it in time. There must be some obscure NHL rule for that. Right.
Between these two teams, I just don't care.
well, if I was to say I cared, I'd say Ottawa. Sorry, Mike.
Just to keep Toronto on that getting kicked out every year.
Oh no, because it's like gold dust. That it's just it's a gold mine. There's gold down there. We got 8 votes, and we have numbers. We need a tie. We need a tie break if it stays the way it is, because we've got a 4 and we got a 7. So nothing in between. It's all or nothing for the Leafs. Leafs in 4, I think, would be unlikely, even if they do go through. But hey, they've got the firepower if they turn up.
Yeah.
We have a 9th vote.
I just can't wait to watch Steve Dangle lose his freaking mind.
That's right. All right. So
between that and Mike DiCarlo, we have plenty to root for on the Leafs getting crushed.
That's right. Sorry, Mike. We do need a tiebreaker on the net. We have 9 votes, and it's either going to be 4 or 7. So somebody who hasn't voted, perhaps hasn't voted in any of them, step up, please, and give us a number. And don't
we
make
got
it
9, and we're still tied.
Yes, don't make it 5 or there's 4 options, isn't there?
Right.
Don't make it 5 or 6 if you're going to vote. Nobody, somebody, anybody. Come on, guys. I know there's a few people
there's
watching.
A way to determine this one if nobody else votes.
We'll do it mathematically.
Well, yeah, if it's between 4 and 7, and then
we have a vote.
1 vote for one of the other numbers, then you just go to the one that leans that way.
We have a 10th vote. It has broken the tie. We're going to end the poll. We have ended the poll. The number is 4. Leafs in 4.
I'm not so sure on that.
First past the post. This is the trouble.
Leafs are out in the first 4.
Leafs in forever. That's the time it takes them to get to the second round. Okay, Florida. Florida will beat the Lightning in how many games? Let me guess that. Set this poll up. So
that'll shock me if it's not 6 or 7.
Florida. I've spelled that as Florida.
Oh, that's like Vigs.
Vigs. Florida in 4. I can barely see.
Lost Vigs.
All right. Add option 7. Start poll. All right, that poll is now up. So get your numbers in for Florida. How many? Even if you didn't vote for these teams, let's assume they are going to do it. If they did it, what would the number be? So get your votes in, chat. You're doing a great job so far. You may be small in number, but you make up for it in enthusiasm. It's Florida.
6.
Florida.
7.
Leafs never make it that easy. Tim's saying there have been ties in playoff past due to local curfew laws. Last time for playoff games was 1951. Not even I'm old enough to remember that. All right, we have votes. It's looking pretty clear that even if we get more votes, it's going to lean towards the in 7. So we'll give you.
Sense.
Yeah, so I think we might just kill that one off. The chat seems to be leaning that way. It would take, if anyone else wants to vote, of course, do it right now. If not, well, we have 8.
Forever hold your peace.
Or forever hold somebody's peace. Well, we got another vote, but it's still leaning to 7. I think it's pretty conclusive. 7 is what people want. So we are going to end that poll. 7 it is. What did we say for Florida? Florida 7, sorry. Toronto 4, Florida 7. There we go. 2 wild extremes on that one. Next up, Capitals. If the Caps are to beat the Habs, how many will they take to do it? Starting the poll now. Caps in.
Personally, I'm at 6. If it is the Capitals winning 6.
And 7. Starting that poll right now. So we have
2 teams that I don't think have any chance of either of them actually winning the Cup.
No, I'd be very surprised.
Regardless of how good the Caps were this year, I just don't see them as a Cup contender.
Yeah. Well, they've already achieved everything they set out to achieve this year. Which was one thing.
No, they were made to score, and that's about
one thing, yeah. So get your votes in. We have 6 in so far. It's kind of sitting in the middle. Which could be fair enough, actually. I don't know if it'll go to 7, but we have some votes for 5, some votes for 6. We have 6 votes so far.
As any other series to get to 7, I think.
Couple more votes, please. Let's see if we can get to the 9, our traditional 9 votes. 9.
So I'm assuming we all saw that Laviolette was
canned.
was let go.
He was canned,
and the Ducks coach.
Yeah, neither of those are surprises, although the Ducks didn't have much of a chance.
No, what's surprising is that New York is looking at John Tortorella as an option, along with Joel Quenneville.
Tortorella and Quenneville, or one or the other, because that would be a strange pairing.
Yeah, those are 2 of the lead of the 4 that they're kind of looking at is Torts and Quenneville.
I really hope they go for Torts. That would be hilarious. Right, we only have 7 votes, but it's leaning quite heavily towards one option, which is 6 games. So we'll end that poll.
His career is done if Torts gets it. Matt Rempe,
yeah. All right, we're in.
Absolutely destroy that kid.
Yeah, that's right. We're in. He'll be benched into the moon forever. Caps in 6 is the number. So we have a pick for that. Caps in 6. Canes v Devils is the last in this series. So pick a number and let me start the poll. So we said Devils.
No input on this one because I don't know how chat picked
I have no idea. Devils in 4, Devils in 5. This one confused me, but Devils in 6, Devils in 7, Devils in a blue dress, a blue dress. So get your number of games picks in, guys, for this one, and we'll move on to the. We'll move back to the West for the second round, and we'll take less because there's half the teams, so take less time. 6 votes in, it's leaning towards 7. We'll give you another 30 seconds if you want to add a vote. Anyone who's in the chat and still has an opinion on this. Does look like it's leaning towards 7, though.
Weird, it didn't pop it up for me. Maybe because I was reading a text message when you started the poll.
Maybe. It's a low number of votes. We're tiring everybody out, obviously. Still only 6 votes, but I think time perspective. Oh, we got a 7th. Hasn't moved the needle. Oh no, it's back again. Keeps adding and taking them away again. It's weird. Okay, I think we'll call it. It's only 7 votes, but it is quite heavily weighted towards 7 games. So that is our Eastern
on a controversial pick.
Yeah, so that's our first round. We got to move on to the second round. Jets against Stars. Hopefully we can get through these fairly quickly. So Jets,
Jets got through St. Louis and Dallas got through Colorado, then I'm going with the Jets.
Well, they've got home advantage for one thing, and we're terrible. We can't play in Winnipeg. It's just too far north. So Jets v Stars, starting this poll now. Jets v Stars, give us your opinions on that in the poll. And then we'll move on to the next game. Again, our leading scorer is
wife on a plane in an hour.
All right. Well, I mean, I can finish it off if I have to. Moan. So
you may have to at some point, but yeah, we're good right now.
Yeah. So Jets v Stars. We have 6 votes, and it's 100% Jets so far. So probably the needle isn't going to move too much on that. But I'll just give you another few seconds if anybody else wants to throw their vote in. Jets will have home advantage. They also have the advantage of being talented and the desire to win games. 9 votes. We are up to 9, and it's all Jets, so I don't think there's any point in continuing. We will end that poll, and the Jets will be in the conference final, according to the chat. That leaves us the other side of the second round. Vegas against the Kings, which would be an intriguing matchup. Vegas v Kings.
It's just such a weird matchup to be looking at.
Yeah.
Even though that's what I personally called as well. It's a weird matchup to think about.
Yeah. So their head-to-head stats, well, not exactly their head-to-head against each other, but season stats. Kings do have, the Knights, Golden Knights do have the edge. I don't know what their head-to-heads were like. They certainly have better scoring, but we'll see. So give us your opinion on that. 6 votes, 7 votes, 8. The votes keep going up and down. It's bizarre. I don't understand. Much better power play, but power play is huge in the playoffs. So
it is, but the stats have also been showing that there are less and less penalties being called, and the special teams, although they are very important, you have to have the penalties called to get the special teams to be involved.
All right. Well, we've got 7 votes. It's just weighted towards the Kings at the moment. Obviously, if we get an even number of votes, that might screw it up. So the Kings are favoured just in this one. I'm probably going to call that. We have an 8th vote, and it is still heading towards the Kings. So it keeps going up and down. I don't understand these polls. It goes up, down, like 8-7, 8-7, 8-7. It's up to 8. It's the Kings. Even a 9th vote might not swing that. So we'll end that poll now if everyone's okay with that.
That's a semi-surprising Western Conference.
It is. So we have the winners of that being projected by the chat to be the Kings. So just let me write that down. That is Kings. In case there's any problems, Kings v VGK. Kings. And now we will move on to the numbers side of that, I think. Well, certainly not prompting us to do that, though.
No, I think we go to the other side first.
Right, we're heading to the other side. So we're over the east. We're back in the east. We have Leafs against the Panthers. So I'll start the poll.
Defending Stanley Cup champions versus team who's only been this far once in the last 10 years.
Well, they have got experience of winning the Stanley Cup in the last 50 years, though. 1967. Or is that 60 years? That's 60 years.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Right, starting the poll. Come on, Mike. You got to do your best to rig this one. Panthers is the worst matchup for the Leafs. That's not such a far off statement. Yeah.
Mike's going to rig it for the Panthers.
I think the Lightning might have been a better matchup, but so this is it's an interesting one. I had Ottawa coming out of this in my own bracket, though, not the Leafs. So we have two
point. I imagine Tkachuk will be back by the time this starts, if he's not already before then.
Yeah. Okay, we've only got 2 votes. I can't believe that only 2 people care about this game. Come on, guys. Get your votes in. Leafs or the Panthers?
Well, we're down to 7 people in chat, and I'm one of them. So there's only 6 of us that are, 6 that can vote.
Indeed. We've driven everyone away. 3 votes.
That's what the Leaves do.
They've driven everyone away except Mike. Mike has now voted twice for the Leafs. Anybody left? Come on, guys.
Weighed in against the Leafs.
Yeah. Come on, guys. You can do it. We're getting towards the end of this. We've only got 3 votes. That's kind of
red shirt.
See red shirt. Anybody left? It still says we have 9 concurrent views. It's got to be somebody else out there. Get your votes in. Let me refresh that and see if that's still true.
I see 5.
Yeah, we've run out of a few viewers, unfortunately. Okay, we've got 5 votes. It's heading towards the Panthers. Fun with collecting is not working the polls. You won't make any money then. All right, well, we might have to end it at 5 because it's going a certain direction. So if we don't get a 6th vote, let's end it there. Calling it. No.
Would either kill it or make it 50-50. So
yeah, so we've got the Panthers in that one. Leafs v Panthers. Panthers is the pick.
See, the top half of the bracket looks about a way I could see it going. The bottom half looks like nothing I can imagine.
That's right. Well, it's Caps v the Devils. I don't think anyone would imagine we're going to see that. So the Caps v Devils.
As much as I don't think the Caps will get past the first round, or, well, could.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have gotten past the Canes, but I do think the Caps could get past the Devils. Yeah. So this could be the only path for the
Caps. Yeah. So Caps v Devils, get your votes in, everybody that is still with us. Thank you for being here, all of you. Appreciate it very much. I know Saturday afternoons are busy for a lot of people. So appreciate it. We have 5 votes. 5 is the new 9. If 6 were 9, as Jimi Hendrix sang.
Better court.
Oh, we have 6 and it's 5. See you, Courtney. Vote before you go if you haven't voted. Because we've got 7. Now we have 7 votes. We're seeing the number of votes are rising again. 7 votes on Caps v Devils. We may call that one in 20 seconds. So we're going to start counting because time is obviously an issue. 7 votes. Going to call it. Going to end that poll now. So that is ended, and it is the Caps that have come out on top just. So we now have our conference finals picked. It's not asking for number of games, though.
No, I don't think it does after the first round. The
No.
last thing it asks you for is the number of goals in the championship.
Right. Conference finals, as picked by the chat, Jets against the Kings. So,
Imagine these two votes will go pretty quick and pretty lopsided.
yeah. Jets v Kings. I'd be very surprised. Or would I be very surprised? Maybe we will see that. It's possible. I think the Avs would have something to say about that. But so Jets, Kings. So for the Western Conference final winner to go through the Stanley Cup finals, we have the Jets v the Kings. What do the chat think would be the outcome of that one? We got 5 votes. And it's a tight one. It's a tough one. We have 6.
Really?
We have 5. We have 6. Hey, we have 5. It's got 7. It's gone up and down like the Assyrian Empire.
6, 7.
7. It's leaning Jets. It's raining Jets. Hallelujah. We will give this one another 30 seconds. I think if we were to see such a matchup, I'd be tempted to go Jets as well.
I'd be tempted to slap down $250 on the Jets in this matchup.
Yes. All right. 7 votes. The poll has been up for about a minute or two. It's over a minute now. I think we've probably got the number of votes we're going to get, unless, we have 8, and it's still heading Jets' way. So thank you all 8 of you who voted.
That's not overcomeable.
It's
not with 9 people viewing.
Indeed. So we will end that poll. Jets for the Stanley Cup final from the West is the chat's choice. Now we move to the East, where we have a Panthers Capitals matchup. Panthers
The
v
league's leading scorer of all time versus the defending Stanley Cup champions.
with the Panthers having the home advantage if this happened.
And the
Starting
Brad
that-
Marchand.
Indeed. Starting that poll now. So let's see. This is an intriguing one. I think I'd go Panthers, but that's just me.
I would. I think we've harped on it for months that we don't think the Caps are an actual playoff team.
I don't
They're a
think so.
regular season team.
Yeah. So
We're just 2 idiots on the internet.
we are.
All day long.
And I certainly am an idiot. That's true. At least, hang on. I got to make sure I write down everything here in case there is an NHL problem.
Well, remember, we can also just review the replay.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that. The power of the internet and YouTube. Jets v Kings, we said Jets. And this is Caps. Panthers, Caps. Panthers v Caps. Okay, we have 7 votes in. It's leaning Panthers. Probably unlikely that's going to change. 7
It's
votes
leading
isn't-
hard Panthers.
Hard Panthers. Panther sweat. So we're going to end that poll. And we're ending it. And it's the Panthers is the pick. Panthers. So let me just. So we have a putative Stanley Cup final, according to our chat, of the Jets against the Panthers. Wouldn't be the strangest thing.
America.
Wouldn't be the strangest. America. So let's start the poll on this Stanley Cup winner.
Atlanta Thrashers versus the Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
Battle of the border.
Stanley Cup winner. Jets. And it had to be Florida. The most American of America. Apart from maybe Texas.
Yeah. Texas is in there.
Texas isn't going to be in this. Well, at least I don't think so. You never know. You could be surprised. So, all right, Jets v Panthers, starting the poll. Let's see what you guys think. See if we can get at least 7 votes again. This would be a tough one. I think I'd go for the Panthers in the end. But
I would have to pick the Panthers just to keep Canada from winning a cup. I think the Jets would actually win this, but I think there's no way I would pick the Jets.
You just can't do it, can you?
Hell no. And I like Hellebuck, but Hellebuck also isn't Canadian. He's just on a Canadian team. He's been kidnapped.
He has. Well, we've only got 3 votes, so this is a tough one for people. So come on, guys. Let's see if we can get up to at least 7. We know there's a few of you still watching, and we appreciate it very much. It's swinging.
You gotta think about the number of goals in this.
Yeah. So after this,
the next part,
and that's just in the finals, though, not in the entire competition, just the finals.
Right. Just in the Stanley Cup championship round.
That's the tiebreaker. Yeah. So we got the 7 votes that we've been getting the last few ones. Panthers ahead, 71% to 29%. It probably looks like that isn't going to change. So last call. Oh, we have an 8th vote, and it did tweak it a little.
That's pretty heavily weighted. The Jets would need 3 more votes to overtake.
If Keely Chow was here, this would have swung the whole thing.
Well, if Keely was here, that's automatically a Panthers vote.
So we're counting that in the chat bracket. Anyway, 8 votes. If we
make it an 80-20.
Yeah, that's right. So we'll end that poll. We're going to end that poll because I don't think a further 9th vote would make a change. So ending it now. The Panthers are the team the chat has selected.
Going back to back.
Going back to back. Right, the tiebreaker question. Predict the total number of goals scored in the Stanley Cup Final Series. So what we're going to have to do is get everyone to give us a number, and then we'll see. We might have to add them all up and divide them.
If there's only 7 or 8, we'll see which number appears the most in chat. You guys do your calculation on what you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
My suggestion is take how many goals on average in a game you're going to see. Like if you think it's going to be, 3, 4 in almost every game, take that, multiply it by the number of games you think there's going to be in this series. And that should get you close to what you think your final number should be, unless you think there's going to be a whole bunch of variation in every game.
So Mike is giving us 40.
Mike going 40.
I think that's quite low, but then again,
really?
7 games. Well, it depends. Is it going to go to 7?
Doesn't have to go 7 games.
Often they do, though.
47 for Dr. Jones.
47 Dr. Jones. Let's see if we can get at least 4 or 5 more numbers out of you guys that are still with us.
If each game were to go 3-2.
Yeah.
So 5 goals times 7 games is only 35 goals.
A lot of people, though, do look back at previous series and see what the number was. And it has been typically 40 plus. So anyone else got an idea in the chat? Give us a number.
Don't get more. We're going to split the difference and go like 43.
We'll split the difference if we don't get any more. So come on, guys.
Wouldn't go 43 and a half. So
no, give us a number. We've got Mike, we've got Dr. Jones. We know there's a few people still left with us. Give us a number. Give us your tiebreaker consideration. We know you can do it. Fun with collecting. You got any idea what you think it might be? Courtney's gone, obviously. Red shirt left. I don't know if E. Clay is still around. Is Benny still playing with the Jets? We know there was at least 7 or 8 people voting, so we got to get some more numbers, guys. Do it for
But
us.
we're down
Do
to
it.
5 people in chat,
Do
and
it.
2 of them have voted.
Do it. Give us a third number. Somebody. Anybody. Don't make me pick between Mike and Dr. Jones. Because
Let's
I'll.
go 40. Go 43.
Right now, we're going to go 43. Unless we get a further number from anybody. Oh, Mike says go 47 if no one answers. Well, 47 would be fine then. I'm okay with that.
All right.
Okay, it looks like it's going to be 47 as nobody else has got a number.
Dr. Jones.
So, last call. I'm starting to type the number in. I'm clicking the I've read and agreed to the official rules, but of course I read every one of them.
Indeed. Now
And it
your
does-
new email address that you used to set up this is going to get all kinds of mail.
I get all that shit anyway. Oh, Fun with Collecting says 69. I'm not sure that's a serious suggestion though.
It does not seem to be.
I may be misinterpreting your Fun with Collecting. I think you're having a laugh. Trump 47 lives in Florida. Okay. Oh, Fun with Collecting always goes 69 in tiebreakers. Well, I think 69 is such an outlier. I think for the chats, the purposes of the chat, we'll go with the 47.
47.
Submitting bracket now.
Locked in.
We're
All
locking it in. The bracket is successfully saved. You have your 2025 chat bracket. And if anyone's got an individual
Florida
entry.
Panthers as the champions.
Yeah. Well, there
And
it
the
is.
first game starts in 37 minutes.
I know. Blues and the Jets is getting started soon.
Yep.
And later on, as we say, I won't be able to set up a watch along.
I will
but
see what I can do, but I do have to get going because we've got to get the wife to the airport.
Yeah. So keep an eye out for
everybody doing stuff. Watch out for later tonight. I may do the watch along, but I do have to get running. So
thank you everyone for taking part. We have a bracket and we've got a lot of individual entries, so that'll be a lot of fun. We appreciate it very much, everyone. Thank you. Well, we went for 47, so we're good. So we will see you all later, and I'm sure there'll be some tweeting going on and stuff. I'll be depressed.
all right.
Cheers, guys. Take care, everybody. We're ending the stream. See you soon. Next Saturday night, full Bourbon and Boarding show. Cheers. Bye.